Hello guys, this is Aduda2 and this is another Go Basics video. In this video I'm going to talk about the shoulder hit and the basic application of the shoulder hit. So let's start from a common opening. We got white, we got black, white, black, white, black. So white plays here. And then black does little slippery stones. These are my plastic stones. So black is threatening to make this really nice shape here, which is considered a really good shape. White doesn't want this. So white has a couple options. Most people would probably do a move like that because the proverb states, play where your opponent wants to play, and it's usually a good idea. But there are a series of joseki, which we'll not be specifically doing joseki. I just want to get the basic idea. Maybe we will next time. But there are a bunch of different ways to kind of mess with this formation, and one of them is a shoulder hit. This is considered a very effective way of getting into your opponent's territory, at least somewhat safely. Now there are dozens of variations of what can go wrong, but to keep it absolutely basic, black will probably do one of two things. He's either going to play down at the bottom here, or he's going to play high. He's going to play low, or he's going to play high. Okay. If black pushes, white will push, and if black pushes again, white can either push again and be solid and try to push black down, right? Black might, I don't know, play out over here to kind of solidify his base, and white could jump out. White could do a nice move over here, put some pressure, right? He could jump down here and build up a little bit of strength, and then if black plays down, he could then jump out. You know, he could make shape moves. He can continue to try to push. But basically, if you look at it, as opposed to black having all of this, before he does this, you preemptively strike him with the shoulder hit. Like I said, it's not joseki, but from here you can make nice shape. You can make this chair shape, which pretty much guarantees you one eye, right? You can do, and as he approaches, you could do like a move like this, or even this, if there's no stones around. I mean, this is pretty good shape. You could probably get two eyes out of there. I mean, you definitely could with having the board, but the point of the matter is you took away a huge amount of black's moyo, of black's territory, and that's good. So let's take it back to the beginning here, and we'll see what happens if black answers the other way. Shoulder hit. Let's say black pushes up. This means black wants to fight. All right, well, white's all right now. White could still push up, and then black can decide, if he wants to do this, or he might even want to push up again to try to attack this stone eventually. Now, white pushes up. Black can make a base, right? Black could still jump under. Black can play a move that would prevent white from just spreading out, right? But if that happened, white could simply, block them off. This is big if you look at the whole board. This kind of screws black a little bit, but it's not terrible. Black could jump out, something like this, and black has this, and white kind of is getting that area. But from this wall, white could do all kinds of nasty things. And if you're looking for, I don't know, like another neat example, you could do shoulder hits anywhere, right? If you think about it, if black responds, say, I don't know, say just for instance, black's trying to save his territory. White will jump up here. Black will maybe, I don't know, say black wants to play. He'll jump like this. Well, now white could play here, threaten to cut this black stone off, right? Black could try something like this. Either way, point of the matter is white has a nice bit of fairly secure territory in black's land. Black does not have a huge amount of territory as opposed to what he would if he were able to throw a few more stones and reinforce. But you can shoulder hit anywhere. It doesn't always, do it the way you want it to do. But you could, I've seen, and I don't recommend it, but I've seen shoulder hits on, like a 4-4 point. You don't want to do this most of the time, right? Black would be happy to allow this. But if you have, I don't know, if you have a super need for a base and you're willing to do anything to get over there, that's an option. And then, later on you could maybe do something to, get in there or whatever. But the purpose of the video is just to show you how you could use the shoulder hit in a couple different applications. We'll try one more, basic scenario, and we'll mess around a little bit with shoulder hits. Like I said, there are very specific Josekkis for shoulder hits, especially for breaking up potential black territory. But we're not gonna go over these as of right now. We're just gonna keep it simple. But this is a great shoulder hit move. It's fairly safe. There are ways of misplaying it, where you could just get demolished, but there are ways of playing it where you could demolish. It really just depends on how the game goes. If black doesn't answer at all, white could play there, and then this black stone's in a lot of trouble. If it jumps for a base, and white could just apply all kinds of pressure, nasty pressure on it. More or less, and then these white stones could still build up strength and attack. Okay, but as far as shoulder hits go, anywhere you could try a shoulder hit. For instance, say you want to reduce this area, right? Throw a shoulder hit in there. You're worried black's gonna take this. You throw your shoulder hit in. Black plays here. You just ride it right up. Black plays up again, right? You just ride it up. Or you could play really loose, right? Play a move like that. Black's gonna want to jump out. Then you could jump down, right? Or push down. If you push down, black's probably going to answer with something like this. Then you could play light, jump out like this, and basically what you're doing is, black's like, well, jerk, I don't want you to take my territory, right? And then white could do a shoulder hit here now. What's black going to do? Black's not going to want to push down because if black could, once again, ignore it, push up, push down. Right? If he pushes down, white's just going to get a nice wall here. if he pushes up, white's going to get a nice wall here. Again, don't judge what I'm saying by whether it's necessarily good or bad. I'm not telling you that this is great. You know, it may be great in some contexts, it may be bad in others, but compared to this all being black, and now white has a nice base, a nice strong attacking space, and a lot of good influence, especially like if this were a real position, if white were to be able to do something like this. I mean, you just blocked black out this major area, right? So that's pretty good. And it also works both ways. Okay, now black is going to want to try a corner hit. Where should black try a corner hit? Okay, well let's see. Maybe I want to block black in, right? We could do this, right? In which case white would play, black would play, white would play, black would play, and then maybe white would try to block him. Right? It may not be the best. You could do a corner hit here, which would probably be pretty good because white, black, white, black, white, black, you know, and then black would develop an outside wall, which would go good up here, and it would kind of seal white in. You could try corner hitting this way, in which case white might run up, in which case, you know, you don't mind pushing up on the fourth line, right? Or white, once again, you know, white could just push, black could continue to push. It really depends, but these are examples of how to use a shoulder hit in a game. If you're in trouble and you need a wall, shoulder hits are a great way, not the only way, but a great way to make a wall. Shoulder hits are also a great way to reduce enemy territory. So if you're looking for a way to reduce your enemy's territory, shoulder hit's a pretty good option. Once again, if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, just drop me a line on the website. I'm sorry, on the YouTube site, and I'll get back with you. So far, I've been able to get back with every person who made a comment. I will reply to you. Just give me about, you know, up to a week. You know, I always check weekends when I do my video once a weekend. So, want to thank you guys for viewing. I have a really neat project in the works. I'll be telling you about that pretty soon. It has to do with a live video feed with some Go action. Should be real interesting. You guys have a good, safe weekend, and I'll see you next week. See you later.